and then it just starts like it's supposed to. Oh my goodness. So we're
Hello.
back. Hello
Yeah.
world. And hello Bella. How are you doing?
Hello. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's my favorite day of the week. I'm always feeling good. Because the rest of the week, I'm sitting here like I'm pointing at my computer screen, obviously, because there's a webcam right in front of me. So I'm staring at the computer screen, and then once a week, we like hang out. I love it.
Yeah. We get to just sit back and watch our work.
I have
And
been
they're
so busy this week that I have not watched anybody do anything. I mean, I've seen the questions, but I haven't seen the answers. So it's going to be very exciting for me.
pretty good.
Yeah. How about you? You've been like watching, sending stars, recording, polling, or
Doing
have you been?
a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
And
because you've been in
moving
the middle
in
of a
going
big
back at
move.
school. Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one. 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
Do you know the second that you left,
Mm-hmm.
and for our friends in TV land, I saw Bella like kind of on your way out the door the day before you
Yeah.
left for California.
Yeah.
And I ran into her on the street while I was walking my dog. And the second you left, the temperature here dropped. It's like 50 degrees now. I
Oh my
know.
I'm taking the California with me. Everywhere
Exactly. Well, I appreciated the intense heat that you brought us most of the summer. And how is it there? Oh, right. You've
It's
got
pretty hot.
it's hot and
But
rainy
yeah.
and humid.
It hasn't. Yeah, it's humid.
You're
It's
bringing
more
a
humid.
little Florida to California.
Yeah. Oh God.
Mhm.
I'd like for it to cool off a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, well, enjoy it. You get 99% perfect days and 1% hot and humid days.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to jump right in. Speaking of walking dogs, I know.
I love seeing this movie.
If your pet, and now you can think about it because you're in a pet-free zone, no pups. But if your pet was in charge of you, if your dog had the car keys, if your cat, I should have said, if your cat had the keys, if your dog had the doorknob. Anyway, if your pet was in charge, like how would they change things? Knowing what you know of your pet, or your cat, or your parrot, or your fish. That is the question to you, world. So, if you are seeing a big red button on your screen, and if you are using a mobile device, and you should see it right there, dead center, go ahead and click and record and tell us the answer to this critical social challenge, right? What would happen? Now, I should add that everybody's been voting all week and recording all week. So we have tons and tons of answers here. So this is really our chance to see the best that people had this week and vote to see who's the best. So they can get a prize.
If my pet was in charge, things would be different because we would definitely run out of food to eat because of how much my pet eats every day. There would be no limit to how much they eat. We would quickly run out of money for food.
There would be
And
no
that's-
meal
things would
times,
be
huh?
different if my pet was in charge.
So I'm guessing he's got like a lab because those dogs just like there are like goldfish. I had one, which I loved.
If my pet was in charge, we would probably spend the entire day crawling around my apartment. I have a blue-tongued skink, and let's just say they're quite adventurous. They don't like to sit still. They don't like to be in their tanks. They like to get out. What else would we do? We would probably just spend the whole day eating grapes because that's probably their favorite food, along with bananas. So that's what I would do if my pet was in charge. I'd just be crawling around.
I had a skink. My kids had a skink.
Really?
Yeah, they eat cat food. Like
If
wet
my
food.
pet was in charge,
I don't know.
I would never be able to leave the apartment. She is obsessed with me. She is a cat, and she's amazing, and I love her. And like when I leave, I don't even know. Like she just dies. Like it just breaks her heart every single time. It's like I'm going off to war, and she is afraid she's never going to see me again. And when I'm home, she is always within like a 3 feet radius of me. So if she were in charge, I don't think I'd ever be able to leave.
It's like a 19th century romance that she has with her cat.
That's how
Oh,
my dog would do
Aaron, don't go.
Oh, she just has so much love.
That's cute,
Yeah.
I think.
Maybe a little bit of codependence.
These are my pets. I have two bunnies, Lop and Bun Bun. If they were in charge, nothing would get done because all they like to do is eat and poop and sleep.
Lop and Bun Bun.
Lop is such a funny name. That's so cute.
It's a perfect rabbit name.
Oh,
Yeah.
if my pets were in charge, well, first of all, they're kind of like already in charge, and they kind of just make a mess of the house like all the time, and I basically have to feed them and take care of them anyway. So,
I have a theory that our pets are, cats in particular, are totally
Okay,
in
so I
charge.
don't have a pet, so I'm just gonna go based off of my roommate's pet. If my roommate's pet was in charge, he would freaking take all the food from the pantry and make us sit on the floor and eat kibbles. He was the most food obsessed dog I've ever met, and he just would eat literally everything and literally anything.
Let's see. I got to get everybody's name down. I want to remember who had a skink and who had a bunny. Oh, everybody, it's time to vote. So click those blue buttons that are showing up on your screen. And remember that whoever it is that you vote, first off, they're going to get a little bit of a prize. And they're going to make it to the finals. So you want that, right? Because if you go to the finals, you have the opportunity to win 100 smackaroos, which your pet desperately wants.
He could buy all the food that he wants.
Aaron.
Here.
Excellent. Aaron gets the $25. Aaron, Aaron's animals are in charge, right? Wasn't that her thing? So I have a theory that cats like totally run our household, like the dogs and I, like we do whatever the cat tells us to do. First off, they're scary and they're loud and annoying, but also it's a long story, but they're engaged in biochemical warfare against us.
Oh, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, it's the toxoplasmosis is a mind control virus. But
That's scary.
I know. Yeah, forget about like your Omicron, vaccine. Go ahead and take the vaccine. But what you want to do is stay away from the cat's kitty litter because it totally chips you.
No.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh,
it's very
never mind.
dangerous.
The cats can take over. We've had our run.
Cats, so I have a bunch of cats. I have a bunch of cats. I got a bunch of dogs. I really like having the pets. But the problem with the cats being in charge is that they have a turnaround schedule. So I have to be up at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, true.
Which I'm not at my best. I'm sorry, Romeo. I'm sorry, Sammy. I just can't do it. Next question. Do you want to read the question? You read the question. I always read the question.
Aliens, Bigfoot, and ghosts. Oh my. What out-of-the-box theories do you believe in?
That cats are in charge. I guess I spilled the beans.
There's a cat conspiracy. I
Um,
don't know. I can be fairly superstitious, but I don't know if I fully believe certain things, But my brain is like, oh, but what if? I still want to be careful because there still is a chance.
So you're saying that you're not a conspiracist, but you believe in ghosts.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. You should.
So I'm like, yeah.
Ghosts
Don't
are
want to
real.
upset them. That's true.
I live in an old house.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me tell you, we had a weird ghost experience this week.
Really?
Yeah, really weird. I'll tell you after the thing, but
Okay.
ghosts and cats, possibly
Okay.
related.
Probably. They definitely have a link to the other world.
So
Yes.
space and time are connected, right? Scientists, astrophysicists, all of them, they tell us this is true. Space-time, it's a connected thing and you can't really separate them within the universe, right? Which means that if space is a different size, time is at a different scale, which means that at the Big Bang, which supposedly inflated much of the universe in less than a second, in an instant, if space was that small, that means time was either a lot smaller or a lot bigger. I'm not sure which. Maybe it took a really, really long time based on how time was stretched then, or maybe it was even faster than no time at all.
But we never know
that.
because we're like goldfish swimming in the water. We wouldn't know. Wait a second.
We
What
never-
if the whole universe
Oh, that's so scary.
is on the
So an
fingernail?
out of the box theory that it's not that I fully believe it, it's that I just wouldn't be surprised if it were true, is that our presidents are pre-selected, and they just let us, have our voting time to make us not question them. Like I said, I don't know, if I fully believe that, but if there was breaking news, turns out, your votes don't matter, I would not in any way be surprised. It's kind of like whenever you let your younger sibling take the second controller on your, I'm going to age myself, on your Super Nintendo, and you unplug it and let them think they're playing.
Yeah, it's like one of those wheels.
Why wouldn't they do that? They have the power to, so...
Let's just all decide right now.
To say.
We're all going to vote for Will Smith. Right? Let's just decide right now, and then we'll find
check
out.
it out.
Oh,
Exactly.
obviously aliens are living among us. The rest of the world just hasn't accepted it yet.
Oh, totally.
I agree.
Let me tell you, the History Channel cannot be wrong about that. They are the History Channel, after all.
True.
Ancient aliens and alone. They're preparing us
Aliens
for the
are
alien-
real. The Area 51 raid was done because people believed that aliens were being held up by the military, right? Which I think that's true. Come on, why is it so heavily guarded? And we live in the Milky Way galaxy, and there's other galaxies that are billions of light years away that have their own secrets. There could be aliens over there in the other galaxies. Maybe they've disguised in our galaxy as people or animals. You don't know. Aliens, we don't know much about aliens. All we know is that we want to know if they're there, right?
Yeah, but the problem is we got to get Paul talking to Raman, because the problem is that you can't get
It's
from here to
weird.
there
I
because
think
time's
that
expanding.
aliens and ghosts are real. So I do believe in different dimensions, but I also believe in higher intelligent beings which exist outside of our universe. So it's weird. I don't necessarily know if there is life and existence outside of our universe, or if also there's a second dimension of life, and that's ghosts. So ghosts and aliens, I feel like they both coincide.
But are they selecting the president? That's the question. Is it the aliens or the ghosts?
The out of box theory that I totally believe in is that we used to live on Mars, but we ruined it with a nuclear apocalypse. So we came to Earth on the pyramids. The pyramids are actually spaceships, and that's how we resettled Earth. We're not originally from Earth, we're from Mars, and we came down through the pyramid spaceships.
She had me right up until the pyramid. I totally believe that. Right up until the pyramids, because we've been in the pyramids.
I've never heard of that.
Well, clearly you've never seen Stargate. Ever seen Stargate? Anyway, everybody vote. Whether we believe in Stargate, aliens, cats, the president. God, there's so much here. Or time. Paul blew me away.
Yeah.
Time.
Or wasn't that Jay? Paul said aliens are walking among us. Which I agree. Maybe.
Well, yeah, no, well that's yeah, now I don't have their pictures up. My handwriting's so bad. But yeah, would
Maybe
you
aliens are
know?
the presidents.
Would you? Well, there's been some evidence in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you my ghost story. I swear this happened. So my wife and I are laying in bed, and the lights are out, but we're reading, and all of a sudden, she says, "Stop hitting me." And I'm 6 feet away. Got a California king bed, right? She says, "Stop hitting me." And I go, "What are you talking about? I'm really far away." And all of a sudden, her reading glasses, exploded. They snapped in half and flew in different directions. Do you believe that? And I live in this
I think you need to move out.
I think I need to just burn some sage. I live in
Yeah.
a really old house. My house is like 125 years old, something like that, and it does have a little bit of history.
I hate that. I hate that. No thanks.
I like it. Well, we used to have like real problems, but we took care of that like many like when we first moved in. But we had like crazy stuff, but nothing in a long
Bring
time.
someone in,
Yeah,
an expert.
sort of.
Oh my God.
So it's a long story. I'll save that one for like the
Yeah, I wanna hear
Q&A. But yeah, but like forget it, man. I don't know why and I don't know how, and I'm like a science person, but there's weird things. There's weird things out there.
That scares me.
Speaking of which, if you could travel back in time, what would you tell your younger self to not do? Or to do?
I don't think there'd be
suppose.
anything.
Really? You have no
It's
regrets?
really hard. Not really. I think that, well, yeah, I think that I would be a different person if I didn't have all my experiences. So what if that person's worse? Who knows? There's too much hanging in the balance, I think.
What if it's like go like buy Bitcoin now?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I could go back in time, I would tell my younger self not to worry at all about what other people think. My younger self spent way too much time worrying about what other people thought of me. Should have
That
not
is
worried
good.
at all.
I think this is really what the spirit of the question is.
Yeah.
And Tara, I think that's wonderful advice.
I
and
would
one we
tell
can all follow
myself
right now.
to not buy that $300 chair on Amazon that I never put together.
Chris, put the chair together.
If I can go back in time, what would I encourage my younger self to do? Or not to do? Not to spend all your money and try to save some.
Yeah, buy Bitcoin.
That's big, yeah.
Bitcoin back in 1998.
Yeah.
No, but I think that.
Millionaire.
But I mean, these are generalizable. When Chris says "don't buy that chair," I think that he's saying, buy things.
If I could travel back in time and tell myself to not do something or do it differently, I would tell myself to not get married the first time to the wrong woman. Oh, I would save myself so much misery if I could just go back in time and do that.
Oh gosh, there's a story there.
Yeah, wow.
There's a big story there.
If I can travel back in time and tell myself not to do something, it would be don't get your eyebrows done so young, and don't just do it with a different person all the time because they can possibly be messing it up. So, get your eyebrows done with the same lady. Make sure it's a good lady, and make sure she doesn't mess up your eyebrows.
So if Artie had a time machine, what she would do is like fix her eyebrows.
I would probably urge myself not to. I wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't paint my room a neon color because that was a really bad decision. At the moment, I thought it was cool, but it was a pain in the butt to paint my room all over again to this kind of color.
So everybody, it is time to vote now. Are you going to going to go back and tell yourself to just redecorate a little bit differently? That's what Jane M says. Artie says, focus on those eyebrows. Brian says, don't get married that first time. Tara, who is number 1, Jane M is number 6. Tara says, don't worry what other people have to say so much. It's all on the inside that counts. You could have learned that from any Disney movie. Chris says, don't buy that chair. Oh, Chris, you're so right.
Don't buy the chair. He
Don't
just
buy
needs to make the chair.
I like it. He's just practical. Yeah, but I think that's the generalized advice. If you're going to buy a chair,
Build it right away.
Yeah, build it
Build
right
it right
away.
away while you're still excited about it. So, because once you start putting something off like that, it's never gonna happen.
That's wisdom.
Makes it
It
more
really
difficult.
is. Right? You could extend that to almost anything, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Don't unless you're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Or do if you're going to don't. Yeah, no, I've got like real regrets. Everybody like has like nice things, except for, Brian. I hear you, and I haven't gone through that, but probably wasn't. He seems like a nice guy.
The room painting one reminded me. I think I would go back and not give my childhood bedroom to my sister when I left for college. Because I wish I still had my bedroom.
Meanwhile,
all done. Yeah.
second my kid went out the door, I turned his bedroom into an office where I'm sitting right now. Those of you guys have been watching this show for a while. We've been doing this for almost 2 years. When we started out, I was like down in the basement, right? And you could hear the washing machine. It was just disgusting. Now I'm in this nice bedroom. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. On to the next question. This is question number 4. And you can see it right there on your screen. You have to defend yourself from a wild animal. What is the largest beast that you think that you could take? So, gosh, the number of hours I have spent pondering this question. Like,
I still don't know.
Yeah.
I think I settled on like a squirrel, maybe.
With a guy. I don't know. I'm going to see him in a couple minutes. And the bet is that I can take a deer barehanded.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Not that I don't believe in you, but
they're big, they're fast, they got hooves, they got horns.
They're like
They got
kind of
teeth.
evil. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I can barely take my dog.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's only because I got my dog like emotionally like intimidated somehow. Dog can
I don't
take
know
me
if this counts as a wild animal, but I think I could take on like a stray dog, maybe. Maybe not too big, maybe not too ferocious, but I feel like I could come away with some bites, but that I could hold my own. But if I were talking about like a wild animal, I've seen like those boars that charge at people, or maybe like a goat. I could probably hold my own against something like that. Although not without some injuries, but I feel like I could hold my own.
I don't know about you and the boar, man.
Yeah.
But the goat, I'm kind of with you on that one.
Those are
You know, I'd
murderous.
love to say something like a bobcat or even a mountain lion, but I feel people are far too hubristic about how strong they actually are. I think the strongest, largest animal I could take is like a house cat, maybe like a big dog. But once you're fighting an animal that's clawing and biting at you to the death, I mean, you're not as strong as you think you are. That's for sure.
Freddy's got the realistic out.
Yeah, but you're smart, right?
The largest animal I think I can defend myself is a cockroach. I think that I can defend myself from a cockroach, but it would be very, very scary, and I'd probably lose.
I mean, over time, you would definitely lose because cockroaches will be gone. Will be around long after.
They don't die.
So we're saying no tools, or we're saying tools?
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, because like with tools,
That
forget
really
it.
changes an answer.
I think I could take on like a goat or maybe like a small dog. I don't want to have to take on a goat or a dog, but because animals are tough. But I say, yeah, probably like a goat. I can probably choke a goat out, I guess, or yeah, choke it out. I think.
I'm sticking to bunnies.
Oh.
Without tools.
To be honest, I don't think I could take on an animal because I'm weak. Look at this. But probably an ant or something. Don't know.
As long as it's not a fire ant.
Dog, but I'm weak, so I would get killed automatically. So yeah.
Wow, not a lot of confidence in this group. All you says is stray dog. Fred's gonna take on a
largest
boar.
animal I think I could take if I had to defend myself.
Megan.
As much as I hate to say this, I feel like maybe a small dog, or maybe something more like the size of like a fox. Like I could maybe have a chance to defend myself, but I feel like anything bigger. I don't know, maybe a fox would bite, but either the size of a small dog or something similar to the size of like a fox or a raccoon.
I don't know if I'm going to take on the raccoon, but I think Megan
They're
can take the
vicious.
fox. I'm with her.
Yeah.
So back to all you says stray dog, maybe a house cat. Fred's going to take on a boar. Bella's going to take on a cockroach. Bart's going to choke out a goat. Stephanie thinks maybe she could take an ant as long as it's not a fire ant or an army ant. And Megan's going to take on a fox because she's Megan fox.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that she would get away with that. So Megan's number 6. Fred. Fred's going to take on the boar. Man.
Have you seen the new
He
House
gets a
of
vote for
Dragon though?
hubris. Yes, I have seen the new House of Dragon.
Yeah. Boars are vicious. Boars are murderous.
Forget about boars.
Yeah.
Forget about boars. Boars are part of mythic history.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Besides the fact that a boar does in King, what's his name, in the old Game of Thrones. That's what cooks him.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's how he dies. He drinks a bunch of wine and then is gored to death by a boar.
Oh, yes.
That Lannister kid got them all lit up, knowing how dangerous they were. Yeah, when I used to go to summer camp out in California, and they had boars all over the place, and yeah, I'm terrified of them.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
My friend used to go boar hunting with her dad.
Yeah, no, they're for real, and they get big too.
Yeah.
Well, more power to y'all. If you've ever talked your way out of a ticket, how'd you do that? I would like to know, because never in my life. You've never been.
You've never had a ticket?
No, I've had tickets.
Oh, you've never talked out of it.
I've never talked my way out of it, and let's just say, much to my regret.
Yeah, I've never even been pulled over yet.
Wow.
I've stayed safe.
Yeah, well, you must be a very cautious driver.
A little bit. Not entirely, though. I don't know.
Okay, when I was a kid...
Tell me where the police are.
Oh, dear, smart.
Yeah.
So you're using tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. This is the only way that we can survive against the ferocious critters, including the police. Well, I don't know. Now as a homeowner and stuff, I love it when the police are around.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The one time I ever got a ticket, I was 17 and I was so scared that I just started crying a lot. Still got the ticket. Very traumatizing. So since then, I have just been super careful on the road. So I don't think that I would know how to talk my way out of one.
Yeah. And now she probably wants to become a cop. So Phoebe says never happened.
To get pulled over and get a ticket, me and my family have actually planned this. So if we were all in the same car, we would just blame it on the female that was in the car or me, and say we were pregnant, and hopefully they'll let us off the hook. We'll say that we were giving birth at the moment and that we needed to go now to the hospital. So yeah.
So, but this has not been actually tried in practice yet. But I think it's an amazing caper
I've never
scheme.
particularly talked my way out of a ticket, but I of course always find if you're extremely polite to the officer, call him sir, and just generally easy to get along with, usually the cops will at least give you a warning if you're not, don't have too bad a record.
Yeah, and don't start with the sovereign citizen stuff. That is a great way to get a ticket, which you can then ignore because they have no authority. No, I'm just kidding, man. I love it.
So I've never really talked my way out of a ticket. I did get a warning from when someone pulled me over, but I did talk my way through it. I think he knew that I was going super fast. I was late to work. I was wearing a ref uniform, and I was just I was in high school, and I was just I have to go. Sorry, whatever. And he just let me go. Just act like you're in a hurry to go somewhere. So that's how you get out of it.
Wear that ref uniform. Wear that ref uniform everywhere. As soon as he saw her,
sorry for bothering you.
That is really clever. You got to have your driving uniform.
I haven't never talked my way out of a ticket before. I mean, there have been cops who literally just wanted to give me a warning, and people who just wanted to just give me a ticket. But this one time, I I blew a stop sign, but it wasn't a real stop sign. It was like it was on the ground. Like it had fallen over so like no one could see it. So it was like not a real stop sign. It just like wasn't there because it was on the ground. And then I got pulled over, and then the guy was like yelling at me for not stopping at the stop sign, but I was like, it's on the ground. Like I don't know, I can't see it. It's on the ground. And then I almost didn't get out of that, but luckily he got like called on his like walkie, and he had to leave the scene. So I got away with it, blowing a stop sign that was on the ground.
That is really, she should have been able to talk herself out of that, but fortunately.
It was on the ground. She couldn't see it.
Somebody was on her
when
side.
I talked my way out of a ticket, I was going at 90 and a 70, total no-no. I was rushing home from college to see my girl, and the way I talked my way out of it is I said I was going to a funeral. I know it's so bad, but hey, look, you got to do what you got to do when the ticket time comes. You don't want to pay it. Don't do it.
That is so funny.
Did his outfit check out? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Yeah, and he had all of his college stuff in the back.
They're like,
he must have talked a good game, but it's like it's so similar to the ref uniform that VDS was talking about, which I think is classic. But so Phoebe is number one. Vote for her if you think that crying is the right way out. And then ill options way over on the right, pulling out the old going to a funeral card, a classic excuse. Vote for one of these guys, send them to the finals for the chance to win $100. And it's Freddie Colton. Freddie just says, you know what? Just be polite. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
It's probably worked a bunch of times. I was once pulled over and got out of it because I was a Boy Scout master, and the cop saw me in the Scout uniform, and he was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was really, so that's the best. So what you got to do is have your speeding uniform. Like if you're like ready to go 110, you put that Boy Scout uniform on and just like go. Or your funeral, put on a black suit.
Get ready, be like scrambling with it every time I'm in the car.
Yeah, no, you got to have a plan. I like it. Stephanie and her family, they got a plan.
Yeah, what if the cop though with that one? What if the cop is like, "Oh, I'll escort you to the hospital."
Oh, but then you got to go all the way. You got to pull up there and go scrambling out into the hospital. You just got to go for it. You have to embrace that lie, 110%.
Got to have some good actors in the family.
I bet she could pull it off. Number 6. Oh my goodness! If you could break any law or rule of society, what would you like to get away with? So this is a very broad question. Freedom. What freedom would you like to have that you don't have today?
I would like to steal.
Would you really?
I would like to not have to pay for things.
Just like, I'm just taking that.
Yeah. All my grocery swapping?
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to take that that $75,000 bottle of tequila with me. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Yeah,
fun meals. Buy all the expensive things.
I like that. So you got all the law stuff that you can break, right? But you could also go the other way in the rule of society. I would like to be able to just hurt people's feelings and just tell them the truth all the time.
Have to what?
I would like to be able to tell people the truth all the time
Whoa.
instead of sparing their feelings.
If there was one law I could break, it would most likely be identity theft. I would take the identity of some super rich billionaire and just completely steal his life. I know it sounds bad, but it really does make a lot of sense to me.
I figure Elon Musk, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I would rip the tag off of every mattress that I can find in sight.
Yes.
Cool.
The mattress. Oh yeah, you can't take those mattresses off.
I would like to do bad things to hateful people, all the supremacists and all that.
Okay.
He's advocating violence. I don't know about that. I think that
He's
back to the
vigilante.
mattress. He wants to be Batman.
He's got a superhero fantasy.
Yeah, well, a lot of us do.
Let's see. I would probably, I don't know if it's a law, but wanting to not have to pay for my rent and health insurance, but still having both a home and health insurance would probably be the rule that I would want to break, because living in New York is just too expensive. So the rule I would choose to break is living for free, and that money would not be a rule for me to have to live by.
Interesting. Samantha's just not going to pay her bills. Yeah, that sounds like you. I'm just going to go shopping. Tell them to send me the invoice.
If in this world I'm allowed to break any rule or law, I think it has to be a rule that would benefit other people, not just myself. Because if I did something where it was just good for me, then that probably would go pretty wrong and people probably want to kill me. So I think I'd have to do something like somehow outlawing poverty or making healthcare free for everyone.
He's going to Robin Hood it.
He's thinking of his own. I didn't even think about that people might be
Oh my
angry
gosh,
about it.
I already know which one. So I like to go, me and my girlfriend like to go on long distance vacations. And if there's no such thing as a speed limit and those roads, they're like super long and you can just go as fast as you go, that would be amazing. Just go like 120 miles per hour or 200, 120.
Why not? 300.
There you go.
All right. It is time to vote for one of these guys. Collate identity theft. Jeff, he's going to tear the little tags off all the mattresses. Jesse, he's going to do bad things to people who have it coming. Samantha ain't going to pay her bills anymore. And Greg is going to go full Robin Hood. Luke, just going to drive as fast as he wants. He's not going to pay any attention to the speed limit. I like
Those
it.
are all very good ones.
Yeah.
Jeff, the mattress tags.
So
pillow tags.
I know it doesn't happen very often, but next time that you're like with a mattress without the sheets, there are tags on it, little tags. But the funny thing about it is that if you look at the tags, they say, do not remove, prohibited by law.
Really?
It's bizarre. But I think that's intended for the staff at the place that sells it. Like once
maybe.
you buy it, I don't know. But anyway.
Is it like for legality? Does it say like choking hazard or something? And you're like, you can't sue us?
No, and so the rest of the tag says things like what it's made out of and that it's flammable or not. It's got like safety stuff on it. Damn. But I've never really read it that carefully because once I get to the part of like do not remove, I'm like, I ain't even gonna touch this thing.
Sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, congratulations, Jeff. You are making it to the finals and the opportunity to win $100. And you know what? That's where we are right now. You know how you know?
How?
Because there's fireworks in the background. So we have had some exciting questions today, going from what would your animal do if it was in charge and weird things that you believe in and time travel, etc. But what we're going to do now is we're going to play back these 6 winners from the prior rounds and just to kind of refresh our memories. And then everybody has to vote, right? The blue buttons are on your screen for a reason, people. And somebody's going to win $100. Vote for somebody that you like, or at least somebody who's like moved you or inspired you. Who do you think?
Who do you think deserves?
Exactly. Who is the most deserving person and who deserves to be pulled over and not be able to talk their way out of a ticket? I don't know.
If my pet was in charge, I would never be able to leave the apartment. She is obsessed with me. She is a cat and she's amazing and I love her. And like when I leave, I don't even know, like she just dies. Like it just breaks her heart every single time. It's like I'm going off to war and she is afraid she's never going to see me again. And when I'm home, she is always within like a 3 feet radius of me. So if she were in charge, I don't think I'd ever be able to leave.
I think your cat is in charge, Erin. Erin is in an abusive relationship with her cat. Yeah. Her cat is controlling.
Oh, obviously aliens are living among us. The rest of the world just hasn't accepted it yet.
Paul is telling us about the weird theory that he totally believes in. Me, it's ghosts.
I would tell myself to not buy that $300 chair on Amazon that I never put together.
So, Chris, to answer the question, if you could go back in time and give yourself some advice, what would it be? It would be like,
You
Don't
know,
buy the
I'd
chair.
love to say something like a bobcat or even a mountain lion, but I feel people are far too hubristic about how strong they actually are. I think the strongest, largest animal I could take is like a house cat, maybe like a big dog. But once you're fighting an animal that's clawing and biting at you to the death, I mean, you're not as strong as you think you are. That's for sure.
So Freddie Colton's answering the question, what's the biggest animal that you think
I've
you could
never
take a cat to?
particularly talked my way out of a ticket, but I of course always find if you're extremely polite to the officer, call him sir, and just generally easy to get along with, usually the cops will at least give you a warning if you're not, don't have too bad a record.
I forgot that he actually had won 2 rounds. He's answered the question like, have you ever talked your way out of a ticket?
I would rip the tag off of every mattress that I can find in sight.
So Jeff is telling us what he would do if he could break any law. So guys, now it's your chance to vote. Number 1 is Aaron. Number 6 is Jeff. 2, 3, 4, 5, right in between, and vote for the person who is your favorite and who you think deserves to win this week's big prize. I know. This is a tough one. There were a lot of good answers today. I know. Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, there was a lot. I keep thinking about how skinks eat cat food. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that they're like carnivorous.
Yeah, they eat like mealyworms. They're snakes with, you know what they look like? They're snakes with feet. They're little snakes about yay big, and they have feet. They're really they're just dinosaurs.
Jeff. This is a good one.
Congratulations, Jeff S. from Chappaqua, New York. You are the winner of $100 and the glory of having been the QOTD-ness of everybody this week. Well, congratulations. That's funny. So I don't think I've seen him on the air before. So he's a new
Me either. New friend.
Well, what happens now?
Now we go to next week. And it goes over and over and over again, and the questions are endless.
So
you send in your answers and win money every week.
That's right. So we're going to start running questions. We're actually going to sneak them out today, but really it's about tomorrow. We do a QOTD. And then on Sunday, there's another QOTD. And then on Monday, there's another question of the day. Some call it a QOTD. And you guys can all think about it. You can use your phones and answer it. And then when people send you stars or when they vote for you, that helps you get into the finals, because you'll be on the air and everybody can see your clever answer to these amazing questions. And then hopefully yours is the one that wins, because then you get $100. So what can you give us like a little hint, Bella? Because and I have no idea.
Yeah. So tomorrow's QOTD, which actually starts later tonight, but it's fate or free will. Explain why you control your destiny or not.
Ooh, another deep question.
A good one.
It was like the time travel question that was that Aaron that was talking about that? Or Alyush was talking about that? It was like how the universe is expanding and my brain is shrinking, but nevertheless time is getting longer, but we don't know because we're getting longer along with it. It really blew my mind. Not on a Friday. No, actually, that was a great answer. Hopefully he will answer, and we love it when people come back and answer more. You guys become friends of ours, and not only that, but people get to know you on the site, and maybe that helps you vote and win. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot. It was a great week. And I will be seeing you pretty soon on the air. And then everybody else, I'll be looking forward to either seeing old friends or meeting people by looking at the way that you answer questions. And it's been a while since I've answered it. I've kind of try to stay out, but I have a hard time not answering these philosophical ones. So maybe I'll pop in there with my answer to the free will question, a classic philosophical conundrum. Exactly. I'm kind of a little Aristotelian in my thinking on this issue, but All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you coming in, voting, watching, and just participating in this little thing that we call Be on the Air. And everybody have a great weekend.
Bye.